I've been seeing posts, I believe it was on the Frio, that activities in the water are being postponed because of the raging waters. And I know the rain is over, but you mentioned we are still paying close attention to those downstream from where the rain happened. So yes, people want to know, where are we looking? Where do they have to worry about? What parts of the river?
Yeah, so if you live farther down to the south, because around the Edwards Plateau and also areas such as Uvalde, they experience the bulk of the rainfall and also the major flooding when the rainfall occurred, so around Wednesday, Thursday. However, now that we're not experiencing any rain, all that extra rain, all that extra water is moving downstream. So areas farther to the south, more downstream. So such areas such as Tilden, Cotulla, that didn't experience much flooding over the past couple of days, they could experience flooding moderate to major levels in the next couple of days as the water levels rise because of that extra influx of water. So I'll go over the specific details coming up, but here's a live look of downtown San Antonio. And it looks very nice out there. Earlier today, it was quite hazy, and that was because of the light to moderate Saharan dust that we have in our area. But you can see the skyline very clearly at this time. The current temperature, 84 degrees, feels like 89 degrees. Winds are coming in from the southeast at 17 miles per hour. And we're seeing mostly clear weather across south central Texas. And if we zoom out, here are the flood warnings still in effect. And notice they're along our major rivers. So we have the Nueces River here. We also have flood warnings along the Frio River and also flood warnings along the San Antonio River as well. Originally, we had a flood warning for the Rio Grande along Maverick County, but thankfully, the water levels decreased dramatically for areas along the Rio Grande and Maverick County, so they let that warning expire. We also have a flood warning for the Devil's River in Valverde County, and the current level near Juneau is 11.7, but thankfully it is falling, but that water is moving downstream to near Comstock, and they're actually hitting their crest right now. They're experiencing moderate flood stage at the moment. So over the next couple of hours, they should see the water levels decrease, but the peak flooding is happening right now near Comstock. So along the Nueces River near Asherton, currently they have a level of 31.56 feet, and they're around the estimated crest. So they're experiencing the worst of the flooding, and it's major flooding. And also as the water goes downstream along the Nueces River at Cotulla, the current level as of 10 o'clock is 5.5 feet. So they're not experiencing any flooding at all. They're actually 10 feet below the flood stage. However, over the next couple of days, with all that water moving downstream, the river levels are going to increase, and the forecasted crest will hit 22 feet by Wednesday. And that will be major flooding for the area. And let's get to the Frio River. This is the same area that issued the voluntary evacuation notice because of increasing levels. And this is actually near Derby, where they reported the flooding happening, and the current level is 18.8 feet. Still major flooding in the area, but over the past couple of minutes and last hour, the river levels are falling. However, all that water is moving downstream into Tilden, and the current level is very low, almost 2 feet. However, the levels are rising, and the forecasted crest is 27 feet on Tuesday, which is considered major flooding. Now going out towards the east, so along the San Antonio River near Runge in Karnes County, the current level is 33.8, way above the flood stage, and they're experiencing moderate flooding. The river levels are increasing slightly, and we should see the forecasted crest happen by tomorrow morning. Now the Guadalupe River, way below flood stage, is not experiencing anything, and that's because the water was dispersed into the nearby lakes, especially Canyon Lake, 95.6% full, and also Medina Lake saw an improvement, 25.6% full. Both lakes seeing a dramatic increase as compared to last year and also last month. Canyon Lake 19 feet higher than this time last month. Same thing for Medina Lake, 34.5 feet increase as compared to the last month. Now, we're also going to enter a very dry pattern ahead. Here's a look at the 14-day forecast. Notice barely any rain chances. Our next rain chance will be Tuesday with a 5 to 6% chance of rain. So we'll be mainly dry throughout the rest of July. Temperatures around the low to mid 90s. And with the humidity in our area, heat index values will be into the triple digits. Vinny, what do you have for us?